of you to think about. You're not the product. Who is? Whoever you're sitting down with is the product of letting them know the only difference between them having what they want and having a relationship is the knowledge at the end of the game. They just don't know. But if you know and they don't know, what's the only variable?
Transfer of knowledge.
Teaching them.
I'm going to let them know where I got my knowledge. I'm not going to create liability for trying to teach somebody without a license. I'm not going to be a financial planner. So if I try to help somebody understand a strategy and they do something wrong, who are they going to come back on?
You.
So what don't I do?
Teaching.
I'm not giving advice. I may teach them a strategy. I may teach them how to do it, but I will not help somebody in it. I will let them know what their pain point is. So when I start to go through an analysis, I want you to think about this. Every person I sit down with, I go, well, let's talk about your problem. Okay? So we understand Renatus. We understand it's education. But in order to really help somebody else out, aren't you there just to ask questions and kind of be a guiding light? And maybe share a strategy or two? Okay? So I'm going to go and say, hey, how is your financial statement going? What is your income? All your income. What is your expenses? And basically what I'm looking at is I'm looking at all the resources that they have. All the debt and all the income. And then I'm going to go, okay, by the way, do you have a house? Do you have a 401k? Do you have an IRA? Do you have a whole life policy? I'm basically going through and I'm asking all the questions. Why do I do this? Because I absolutely know that if they're following their professional's knowledge, there's holes in their financial statement. There's holes in them. And the money's just going to the government, and the money's just going to the banks, and their money's just being shoved in their retirement accounts. And as real estate investors, what are we doing? We're helping them. We're helping them. And if they have money that they want to get a higher return, can you help them as an investor? You bought your next house, you got an $85,000 house that cash flows $1960 a month, or $1960 a month. You bought it on a short sale strategy. You raised $100,000 over here, and you paid 12%, and you cash flow $960 like I did, right? I couldn't do that as a military guy. I mean, this would be, what? No, I don't have any money. I don't have any credit. I'm a military guy. But with education and knowledge, and I sit down and talk to this person, and I find a property right there, find the note, find the property, it gives me a business plan where at the end of the business plan is called what?
Cash flow.
Does this cash flow give me a tax write-off too?
Yeah.
So I get two benefits?
Yep.
Now, did it cost me anything? No. I bought it for I raised $100,000 and I bought it for $85,000 with $5,000 rehab, and I made money after closing. Is that pretty good?
Mm-hmm.
Is 1960 a pretty good buy for an $85,000 house? Yeah. So when we get involved in real estate, you're actually sitting down with somebody because aren't you looking for the money sometimes?
Yep.
What if you're sitting down with somebody who just lost their job? Are you looking for the property? You might be looking, hey, I just lost my job. All right, do you have a HELOC? No. What does that mean? They only have a certain amount of time before the bank account goes empty and the banks are going to come get their property. And these people, all the extra money used to go into their amortized home loan, and now they're stuck with $150,000 of equity, $200,000 of equity. You're sitting there talking to them and you go, well, do you understand a subject to strategy? I'd love to buy your house, right? So this is something that when you start to do an analysis, you're actually starting to look at how you can add that person to your team. Now, if they want the knowledge, what are we gonna do?
Show them where to get it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna open up my back office and say, by the way, what I see here is that you have a business, or you pay way too much in taxes. How do we minimize taxes then? Well, this is the business class from the tax and legal. So if you want to know that, how important is that class?
Very.
Okay, great. By the way, do you think you might want to invest in some real estate now? Why?
Shoulder.
Because we have a problem. Problem stated well is a problem half solved. I create everything and nothing is my fault. I'm accountable to everything that shows up. So, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna solve a problem by being accountable to a situation where, hey, I can't be your professional, but I can share with you where to get the knowledge. That's it. Now, expenses, we increase cash flow by understanding structure, right? So if we can move this debt over here to this debt, called the line of credit, or a HELOC, and over here, you had it on an amortization schedule, what did we do to the cash flow for the income?
Increased it.
We just increased it. And if you know that knowledge, and this was Mark Kohler. Mark Kohler taught me something, and I want to share a story. So, is it okay? Share with me a story from Mark Kohler? Now, he's a CPA and an attorney, so lawyers are liars. Just know that's his book. So in the idea that I picked him up from the airport, I started driving down the road and I go, Mark, hey, I got this project, blah, 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 and for about 25 minutes from point A to point B, I just hammered him with question after question after question. And he goes, James, can I stop you for a second? I was like, yeah, what's up? He goes, what do I get paid for? And I said, no, Mark, this is cool. I thought we were friends. He goes, no, I want to teach you a lesson. He goes, what did I go to college for? To be a CPA and an attorney, right? You're asking me what? Tax and legal questions. Did I spend money for my knowledge? Yes. And I said, so how much do I get paid per hour? No, come on, Mark. He goes, no. For your purpose, I want you to do something from now on. I know you know this by the back of your hand. I know you understand it. Stop giving away your knowledge and get paid. Is that what you guys are doing? Giving away your knowledge and not getting paid? This is what real estate agents do. They do it all the time. They give away all their knowledge and then they don't close a transaction, but they're creating that value. So as a real estate investor who is financially literate now, because if you want to get that knowledge, where is it? Good. I did my job. As long as you know where to get the answers to solve your problems, I have done my job. Good. If you want to become a doctor, then you go to a college. Duh. You want to become a dentist, go to college. Duh. If you want to learn about finances, then get the knowledge from the experts. And then invest in who? Yourself. And then start doing what the knowledge teaches you and apply it into whatever you want as the outcome. So the outcome of somebody, when I go and I said, what's your end goal? And I want everybody to give me a number. Not now, but when you're sitting down with somebody, you have to understand this is what we're living for today on this earth. We are living today for the ability to have time, right? Time. I have time. I have more money coming in than I can spend. But if it wasn't for the decision when Bob asked me to become part of Renatus and build something from ground up to help people like you guys, then I wouldn't be where I'm at today. I wouldn't be where I'm at today. And the lives of all the students and all the people that's done real estate deals, they would not be here. You guys would not be here. If I would have said no, this industry, this group would not be here. Now, we'd still have Tom doing his group, but I wouldn't be here with our group, and Rick wouldn't have made $45,000 his last 3 months if we didn't do a business plan called Renatus. And so I believe that if anybody wants the knowledge, I don't have to sell anything. I just have to know that anybody that is having a problem is looking for what?
Answer.
Solutions.
Where's the solution? It's always the knowledge. And that's what Renatus' product is. Now, the last thing I want to hit on, so when you sit down with other people, I want you to be the product of sitting down with somebody else. And then I want you to ask them about their finances. Hey, how much money do you got? Hey, what's your credit score? Hey, what's your high limit cards? Hey, by the way, do you have a house? Oh, by the way, how much equity do you have in a house? Because what do you think I do on every time I sit down and want to help somebody?
Figure out the problem.
I do a cash flow analysis. And then I said, well, oh, you want to solve your problem? Oh, all I'm going to do is recommend what? Well, there's the knowledge. And after you get the knowledge, I can help you connect the knowledge to the resources that you need.
Excellent.
See, I don't want to sell something that doesn't help who?
The consumer?
The consumer. See, you're the product. You're the product. And so as we start to go through and go, okay, all we've got to do is make sure that they're very much aware that it's their problem, and it's not a problem. It's a certain system that was created where? When? The system was created to do what?
Take our money.
For you to work for who?
The government.
The banking and the financial industry, and they're not helping you understand the knowledge of how to put it together. So Renatus said, well, if you want the practitioner knowledge, then there it's at. And when Bob gave me this concept and said, holy smokes, I said, this is about time that technology has combined with knowledge in video format, because I don't read and I don't write. You write me a long email, you will not get it read. I'll go to sleep.
What if
Don't
I
read
send you an
emails.
email and audio?
Actually, I do the voice thing now, so it reads it to me. It's pretty cool. So I'm gonna do one last thing. What time is it, Rick? 8:20. So how do you guys want to get paid? Now.
Sooner than later.
So here's it. Share the wealth. Here's the way the business goes. That's good. Okay, here's the way the business goes. On the compensation plan, because I do the knowledge, but I don't want to do that. Okay.